Today on the channel, we're telling secrets. Secrets of the Ooze, that is, with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle NECA Secret of the Ooze 2-packs.
The spirit of the warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles unboxing and review. And today, Secret of the Ooze via NECA. But for all your Ninja Turtle needs and a whole lot more, hit up Entertainment Earth. Use the link in the description below to save 10% on all in-stock items. And of course, anything over $39 does ship free. You gotta get a deal all day long. However, these two guys here, as of right now, Walmart exclusives. I think that's going to be the way it stays. Of course, there is a VHS-style 4-pack coming Q1, January, February, March, somewhere in there, via NECA. And I did pre-order that myself, but obviously finding these like 6 months earlier on the store pegs after an interesting search, as these have been hitting Walmarts for the last couple of months in certain areas. Well, my day finally came. My card was finally pulled, as they did come to my local Walmart, so I did grab these. I'm not going to cancel that VHS edition. I figured that it will be the rarer of the two sets. Maybe I'll leave that on card. Maybe I'll sell it down the road. Or I might open that one up, and we do have an accessories pack coming for these figures around the same time. I may use those heads and some of those extra accessories to dress up that Secret of the Ooze set. We'll see what happens. More to come. Stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of fun stuff everybody else tells you to do. But we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there, and I'm going to show the packaging on both these guys. Then I'm going to take it offline, open these guys up, and then we'll get down to business. But without further ado, let's take a look at the 2-packs here. We do got Raphael, how about Raphael and Leonardo in this pack here. Very cool 2-pack, very reminiscent, of course, the first series of Ninja Turtles we got from NECA. Got a little different colors to match the movie color scheme, I would say. A lot of similarities between those turtles and these, with, of course, differences. The biggest difference being the head changes, of course. But you got the Secret of the Ooze little Glamour Shop poster there. Big window box. Got the logos all over the place. Nickelodeon, NECA, you name it. There it is on the side, a little Glamour Shot action. Secret of the Ooze, little Leonardo on this side. And then on the back, you got Leonardo and Raphael in all their glory in a couple of different scenes right here. No blurbs, nothing like that going on. Of course, you got the whole team. Just different stuff. Unfortunately for me, one of the hands has fallen down here. That being said, I'm an opener. That doesn't work so bad for me. I feel bad for somebody that one of these been on card, then they see something like this. So it is good this one found a home with me to open up, that it's a little loose in there. But there's Raphael and Leonardo. Now we turn our attention to Donatello and Michelangelo. And there they are in the pack. Very similar setup here. All the accessories in the middle. Big window box. All kinds of fun stuff there. Unfortunately, no blurbs on these. A little blurb never hurt anybody. Apparently it did, because NECA didn't want to put one in there. But there is that. And then, of course, the back of the package. Very similar to the last one, of course. Then I forgot to show the top, but very similar as well. So very uniform packaging on these. And they do look really good. If you display these together, you got your 4 turtles. Looking bad, looking mean. Looking ready to take on the world. And I could see people having a mint-on-card set and a loose set if you're a hardcore turtle fan. For sure. But I'm going to take this offline, going to get these guys out of the package, and we'll be back talking all things Secret of the Ooze. Alright, we got the turtles out of the package, and let's start off the accessories, but figured I'd show the box first. Inside on both those, little subway action, so if you want to keep those a little diorama, you can easily do that. Off to the races. See you later. But let's break down these sets here. Let's do Leonardo and Raphael first. Let's look at their accessories, then dive into the figures. Obviously, a lot of reuse between all these figures, so we'll go through articulation one time, and then off to the races from there. But of course, Leonardo, we do get his katana swords, his katana blades. Leonardo all day long, silver at the top. And then you got the leather handles as well down below. A lot of reuse, once again, as I've said. Once again, you get sais. Of course, you got to have the sai weapons for Raphael. These are a little different, though. They got the wrapped handle throughout and then the blade at the top. Looking good. Looking different, at least. So that's always a plus. Then we get the TGRI canister. We've seen this many a times. Toka, Razar. I think Shredder came with these. Maybe even the Turtles in the last set. We have a few of these in our collection, I guess. What's another one at this point? We get hands, of course. Hands, mix and match. All these hands throughout, you can mix and match from any of the turtles. So choose your own hand adventure, as we always do say. We get the splayed out hands, I guess we'll call it here. We got the 3 turtle fingers. Nice green color. Even got a little color for the thumbnails. but you got 3 fingers right there. And then you get 2 pointing fingers, which I guess technically 2 middle fingers, as they only have 3 fingers. So throwing out the old middle finger there. So there's some hands. And then we get some pizza slices, and we got some newness with these pizza slices. So I like that. These pizza slices are great, too, because you could use these with other toy lines if you really needed to. But you get 2 that just basically have the crust and a little bit left on the end, so those are brand new. I don't think we've seen those before, so we have those 2. And then we get a slice of pepperoni pizza and a slice of, let's call it veggie pizza. So we got 2 extra slices here. This one does have the hole in it, so you can put it up through the side of Raphael if you are so inclined. So there you go. So now let's dive in. Let's look at Leonardo first when we're going through these turtles. He is the leader after all. But the articulation is going to be the same on each one of these guys, and we're going to walk through it real quick here. The head, side to side, a little bit of back and forth, but side to side. One thing of note on these turtles, these 4 here compared to their predecessors in Turtles 1, you get their bandana off to the side, where a lot of them were off to one side. This kind of splits the head and goes down almost like kind of 2 ponytails kind of, but everyone has that same bandana look to them. But you get the head articulation. Of course, the arms go all the way around. No bicep cut, but you do get the elbows that move. Very tight joints on these NECA figures as usual, so you got to be careful. Of course, wrists side to side. Hands are removable. No real waist articulation. You get a little bit in there, but you're pretty much blocked by the entire shell in there. And then you get the legs. Boy, that's some tight articulation, but you do get a little bit of splits. You got to be careful with these. You never want to break these NECA toys, you know, but you can get a little splits there. No thigh cut, but you do get the knee articulation. Once again, very, very tight. And then you get ankles side to side, up and down, back and forth. So your typical turtle articulation. Seeing these guys fit on a stand, that's always a good check, too. They're all going to be the same. And they fit perfectly on the ringside collectible stands. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. But he looks good on that stand. Fits perfectly on there. So, got to get a deal all day long. Those stands are the best in the game. Very versatile stands, as we know. He does got the spots on his shell, almost said his back, but on his shell, and you can put the swords in there, much like we've seen with other Leonardo figures from this line. Got the big turtle shell in the back. Got the holders for the swords as well in the back there. But looking pretty good, old Leonardo. And then we get the other Leonardo. Now we can point out some of the differences here. Now the body types, everything is the same. I will say, though, there's just some different paint apps here. We got more spots on the original edition. I guess in the thighs and stuff, you got them a little higher up here, but they got some of those turtle spots throughout. The biggest difference between these two is the head, of course. That's where these are a lot darker, meaner in not series 1, movie 1. A little darker, a little bit more mean. In Secret of the Ooze, a little bit more jovial, a little bit more happy, and that's what we get here with Leonardo. A little bit more smiling face. And I gotta be honest, I think I've said it before, people think it's blasphemy, but for me, Ninja Turtles really is the cartoon. That was my favorite by a long shot. Of course, I saw both of the first 2 movies in the theater. I enjoyed them okay, but they're not my favorite movies of all time. They didn't change my life like a lot of people. The cartoon was where I was at. Everybody's different in, I guess, their fandoms and where they really, really struck gold with. And me, cartoon. But I respect the movies. I've seen them before. I've watched them with my kids fairly recently. They're okay. It gets a little crazy after the second movie, as we all know. But it is what it is. But there's Leonardo. Now let's take a look at old Raphael. See what old Raphael is up to. A lot of people love them some Raphael, as we know. He's got a little bit of gritting his teeth and bearing it type look going on. Always kind of a moody turtle, Raphael, as we do know. But he looks good. He's very similar, obviously. Same articulation we've got with Leonardo. Same thing throughout. There's no of the strapping on the back of the shell here. He's just straight up right there. You can store his size right there in the leather. Kind of the waistband right there. They do slide right in there. So that's where he can store his if you really want to. Nothing on the back. Of course, the turtle shells, everything is identical from the old turtles to the new. It is the same shell. A little bit brighter colors here, a little darker, and that's kind of the theme of the first movie compared to the second. A little bit more darkness going on, but definitely looks good. The old one has a little bit more spotting and stuff on the legs. His spotting's a little bit higher up. But definitely different. It's interesting they're both showing their teeth, so that is one note you could say there. I should say on the head on all these, there's a lot more spots on the head in the Secret of the Ooze figures than the original movie figures. So there's Raphael. Very similar, but different, If you're having a Turtles 1 and Turtle 2 shelf, you definitely have to have the differences there. Now we turn our attention over to Michelangelo and Donatello, and we got a ton of accessories with these guys as well. Once again, we get extra sets of hands. Hands can go back and forth between any of these guys. We get the patented turtle thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up, dude, right there, like a young Michelle Tanner from Full House. We got those two. And then we get kind of gripping hands of some kind. I guess we'll just call them gripping hands. So we get those hands as well for those keeping track at home. Then we get another TGRI canister, and one thing to note on this one, it is empty where this one is full. I do like that. That is really cool between the two. So this one spilled out, this one's still full, ready for some fun right there. We do get the pizza once again. Now we do get 2 pizza crusts, the same ones we got before, kind of the ends of the pizza, so a little bit of finishing it off. And then we do get a regular slice of pizza, and it's just like the other one we got. It looks to be a supreme or a veggie of some kind right there. So more pizza makes all the sense in the world with the turtles, of course. We do get Donatello's bow staff. Got to have that. They all have to have their iconic weapons, so we do get the bow staff here. Looking good right there. And then we do get the nunchucks. Of course, Michelangelo, much like all these other turtles, they have to have theirs, and he's got his nunchucks. Nice wire here. You always got to be careful. I can see these breaking, so you don't get too crazy with these nunchucks. But they're definitely nunchucks for Michelangelo. Now this is where we get to some different accessories here. Of course, we got this club from the movie. I forget what you would call this thing, but nice orange on the top, and then you got the handle on the bottom. Very, very soft, almost like Nerf is what it kind of looks like a Nerf mallet. I don't know what the technical term for this thing is, but we get that. And then this is strange, and I do not understand why we have this. We have a piece of an arm for a turtle, and I'm not sure. Nobody's missing this piece. I don't know why this piece came in here, but it's just a forearm, just a loose forearm. Doesn't make any sense. So if anybody knows why I have that, maybe it's just an extra piece they threw in for me. Who knows? But I do get a forearm piece for whatever reason. And then these confused me in a second, but it took me a second. I figured it out. This is the nunchucks that look like sausage links, or whatever you want to call it, Polish sausage or whatever. Of course, you know the sausage gets linked together, and we all remember that scene in the movie, a classic scene that everybody remembers. Now we're going to dive into the turtles here. Let's start with Donatello. Donatello kind of got a weird little smiling grin on his face there, just very, very strange. He does got the little spot for his bow staff to go through. Always a little complicated, but it's got a little nice look to it with the soft goods right there for a place to put that. So I do like that. I do appreciate that. Once again, the body is going to be identical to these guys. Same articulation, everything like that, which is great for the turtles. Getting the most out of your molds. You need all 4 of them. They're basically turning you the same figure 4 times, just with a different head. But still does look good. And there's always some differences here. Of course, you know, where he can put his bow staff in. They're not all going to have that going on. We're going to put old Donatello right there. And then I'm going to grab Donatello if I can find him. There is the first edition of Donatello. So once again, very similar, same shell, same stuff. You get the spot for his bow staff, same bow staff, all that. It really just does come down to the head, basically being the biggest difference between the bunch here. But you got to have both sets of turtles, I guess. So there you go. So there's Donatello. Now we turn our attention, last but certainly not least, my favorite turtle, old Michelangelo, because he's just a party dude, just like a young Kyle. I was always drawn to Michelangelo first. And just like all the other guys, same articulation, same everything else. He just got the pockets on the side, so you can put his nunchucks in there if you are so inclined. Besides that, just kind of Michelangelo by numbers. Very similar formula to the rest of these guys here. We do get the other Michelangelo from the first movie. Both of them have the kind of goofy look. But this one is even goofier. Takes that goofiness to the next level. But very, very cool. So this is an interesting set here, an interesting go-to-market strategy. Of course, Secret of the Ooze, people were waiting. Hey, we've got Toka Razor, we've got the Super Shredders, we've got Shredder. When are we getting our Turtles? Well, Turtles are finally here ×2 because of the NECA set as well we have on top of that. So it's going to be a lot of Turtles, a lot of getting the most out of your molds, and a lot of cost savings for NECA with these guys. But it makes all the sense in the world. You got to have these guys if you're going to have a Turtles 2 display shelf. Then you take that accessory set. Maybe you need 2 of these sets. And the thing that's bad about these sets is they rarely, if ever, go to clearance. So long game, you really can't do it. You got to shell out the $55 per 2-pack set to get these guys in your collection. But I can see a lot of people that are maybe not die-hard Turtle fans saying, you know what, I got the first Turtle set from the first movie. That's just my movie representation. I'm good. I don't need anything else. And that would be quite all right if that's what you're doing with your collection. But you guys in the comments down below, tell me your thoughts on the collection. You picking these guys up? Playing a little of that long game? Have you seen them? Are you one of the guys or gals out there that have seen these poking around your neighborhood for the last couple of months? or have you still not seen these out at retail? Have to think the next couple of weeks they're going to be hitting. But let me know your thoughts on these 2 packs in the comments down below. And don't forget to like this video. You made it this far. You might as well subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day and then some. And even more content for you guys over on Patreon. Early access to a video like this. Bonus content, exclusive videos, pictures, you name it. There's a lot going on over the Patreon. And best of all, you do support the channel when you are a member of the Patreon. You can also support the channel over at ProWrestlingTees.com. Get your very own Turtle Anxiety t-shirt over at Pro Wrestling Tees. And don't forget to follow along on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for the secret of the ooze, I am Kyle, and I'll see you guys all real soon.